Let's mandate it. It's a must. It's definitely a must. What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block high of 850,422. TikTok next block. Now, people have been asking me, Jerry, why don't you talk about Bitcoin anymore? Well, I actually do on Saturdays, Satoshi Saturdays. Bitcoin is a thing in the summer that's kind of like, it just levels off. Again, guys, I buy Satoshis every single day. If there's some big news that'll come out, I'll talk about it, but I definitely talk about it every Saturday. But right now, guys, we are in the heated election season, and this is, in my personal opinion, the most important election in our lifetime. I know they freaking say that all the time. I don't say that all the time, but I'm going to say it now. This is the most important election in our lifetime. A couple things on a personal note. First of all, I went to the doctors today, the cardiologist. Everything's looking pretty good. They took me off the aspirin. He said I didn't even need that, so that's cool. Looking pretty good. He says I need to lose a few pounds. And I concur. I agree with that. And also tonight, I am going to see Caitlin Clark tonight. She is in town. The Indiana Fever are in town to play the Las Vegas Aces. Now, I have a lot of things to say about that situation with Caitlin Clark. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on it, I'll make a video about it. And let's just say the WNBA and the WNBA players ain't the smartest people in the world. So we'll see what happens with that game tonight. But anyways, now, we talk about in this channel the psychological operations, right? The psyops, the mainstream media's way to, fool people, right? They just say little headlines and taglines and stuff like that, and people fall for them because, there's three camps. There's people that just don't care. Two, people don't pay attention at all. They care, but they just don't pay attention, and ain't the smartest. Well, don't pay attention. And third are people that just believe everything they're told. They read that title or that headline or see that mainstream media say something and they believe it. I believe a majority of America falls in one of those three categories. You want to take a wild guess what side of the aisle most of them vote? Just saying, man. Just saying. So now, what happened? We talked about this yesterday with the SCOTUS, or the Supreme Court Justices. I think it was 6-3 vote on presidential immunity. Short term, I like it that Donald Trump doesn't have to go through this, because again, he shouldn't have went through it again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's basically they're saying that presidents have immunity for official things in the presidential capacity, because again, presidents, they're not like us guys. They're completely different than us regular people, and they have to make decisions that normally people like us don't make. There's nobody like a president. They're not a king, but they make decisions that can definitely change a lot of people's lives and everything else, and can hurt people and things. So Donald Trump, and all presidents, by the way, not just Donald Trump, and I'll get to that in a second, have immunity, and they cannot be, can't go to jail or go to court or something for something they did under the presidential immunity. And again, that shouldn't even have to be said. But of course, because these, this rigged, in my opinion, YouTube, this rigged kangaroo court, two-tiered injustice system, are doing and throwing the book at and everything but the kitchen sink, probably the kitchen sink here soon, at Donald Trump. They have to come out and say these obvious things. And what does the left do? Oh, they just have a hissy fit. They have a hissy. Oh, Trump's a king now. He's going to be a dictator. This is the new psyop, guys. Okay, pay attention, all right? Again, pull the layers back. And I know you guys know this. I'm trying to give you guys some ammo. And again, I'm not no expert or nothing like that, but I'm trying to give you guys some ammo. So when you talk to these... I was going to say something. When you talk to these people, you'll have something to talk about. Again, common sense ain't common. Okay. So when you pull back the layers and say, okay, why are they doing this? Because they told us before, the Democrats, what do they tell us? Oh, you gotta respect the court system and everything's above board. What are you talking about when it came to the New York City trial? But now when it comes to something that they don't like, aka Donald Trump not going to jail for something stupid that you guys want him to do, then all of a sudden you have to, and AOC is saying this, Alexandria Cortez, or whatever her name is, whatever, AOC, one of these, not the brightest Congress people in Congress, saying that she's going to file a motion to get somebody either vacated or something like that. And Supreme Court Justice, you want to take a wild guess who they're going to go after? Let's just say Clarence Thomas ain't their favorite guy. But he's a black man. Remember, he's been attacked nonstop, man. If you haven't seen the, on a side note, if you haven't seen Clarence Thomas's documentary, my God, it's so good. Anyways, so now what? The pendulum swings the other way. All this stuff that the Democrats are trying to do to conservatives, it's starting to come back to haunt them. And Donald Trump has been having a pretty good week. And again, it's not time to celebrate and jump up and down because, again, us as Americans and our leader, the leader of America, our leader, the one I choose and you guys probably choose, is Donald Trump. The relentless attacks on him has forced him and others to recognize constitutional rights that they have. Now, here's the psyop. Ready? Now they're saying that Donald Trump is a dictator. Don't look at Joe Biden. What Joe Biden did, don't even worry about that. You know, Joe Biden came out and just had a bad night. You know, the thing that he prepared 7 to 10 days for, the Super Bowl, probably the only debate that he was going to have. Don't worry that he laid an egg in there and that. You know, don't worry about that you were lied to by the mainstream media. Excuse me, got something on here. You were lied to by the mainstream media telling you that all that stuff that on Joe Biden was cheap fakes and all that. Don't worry about that. You know, what you need to look at is Donald Trump becoming a dictator. This just enforces the dictator narrative. These people, my God. And when I hear people falling for this, man, I'm just like, wow, we got so much work to do, man. These people are so, oh my God, man. So that's the new psyop. The psyop is, oh, don't look over here. Don't worry about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is not the problem. You know, who cares if he's old and can't do the job? Who cares if we lied to you about him? Who cares? Donald Trump is going to be a dictator. Our democracy is on the line. Do me a favor, guys. Because I asked somebody this the other day when they talk about democracy, because they're so brainwashed. I go, what democracy are you talking about exactly? You know, because Donald Trump was already the president once. So what democracy is on the line and what democracy is going to take from you? Can you tell me? I'll wait. They never can tell you. All they say is, well, January 6th. Groundhog Day. They repeat that day over and over again. When I ask people about January 6th, I'm like, how do you measure that day being bad? You know, what causes that day to be so bad, right? What is it? Is it the amount of people that died? The chaos brought to you by how much damage, actual monetary damage? Like, what is it? You know, oh, it's because of this and that. I said, well, by any measure that you do it by, I would take the Black Lives Matters riots that they did, because they were rioting. Antifa, when they took over the 12 blocks in Seattle, the Roe v. Wade protesters, the Palestinian protesters now. I mean, you know, stuff all over the country. Because again, conservatives, I'm not saying that, I'm not going to say they're weak or nothing like that, because I don't want you guys to misconstrue what I'm saying. But Republicans and conservatives are usually like really calm, level-headed people, so they don't go crazy. But I think what happened on January 6th was a combination of things. I think it was them being locked down at the house, and also, not being able to go anywhere and stuff like that, and seeing what the other group was doing without, without getting in any trouble. I'll just say that. And remember when George Floyd first died, George Floyd protesters? Remember that was probably, I don't know, 2-3 weeks after the COVID lockdowns and all that. Remember they told us to don't group up and don't stand within 6 feet of people and all this other stuff. But then when George Floyd came on, COVID didn't exist for a while. Remember that? And people aren't stupid, man. People aren't stupid. And regardless of what you tell them to see or not to see, they see it. Right? So they don't think it's fair. So I think that's what caused people to, and plus they were getting their free speech taken away. Twitter was a mess then. It's all kind of stuff going on. So again, the people that actually committed crimes, do I think they should go to jail? Yeah, depending on what they did and stuff, sure. But to vilify the whole day and make it seem like Donald Trump incited a riot and he decided or tried to stop the peaceful transfer of power, they call it. Another talking point. It's all talking points, guys. These people just memorize talking points, and they don't pull back the layer. They think we're stupid. They think you're stupid. It's crazy. So now Joe Biden comes out. He's done 2 or 3 things. He did the rally at North Carolina, and then he came out and he had to talk about he had to come out and talk about these evil Supreme Court justices giving Trump the power of a king, the power of a monarch. He's just going to be a dictator, right? He's going to take away your rights. So Biden came out there with a 4 or 5 minute scripted speech. Now he did it after 6 o'clock. I think he did it at 7:45 or 7:30 Eastern time to show everybody he's just not good at from 10 to 6. So they must have put him down for a nap before that. Look, he can come out. He can be strong. He can stand in front of a teleprompter and do a scripted a scripted speech. See, look, guys, he's strong. Biden good. Trump bad. Because of these talking points, I'm telling you, these people are so fucking right. So then he comes out, does his 4 or 5 minute scripted lies that he didn't write. We all know that. And he said what he had to say, and guess what he did afterwards? He just walks off as usual. Didn't answer one question. If this guy's so strong and he's the leader that we all need, and he only had a bad day because he had a cold or analysis paralysis, too much practicing, and he just lost his voice, he just had a bad night. Go out there and talk to reporters, right? Go on Fox News and have a debate with Sean Hannity Sr. or Sean Hannity. Just go out there and Sean Hannity from Fox News. Go out there and not have a debate, because it will be a debate. But go out there and get interviewed by Sean Hannity. Go on a podcast, right? All these podcasters that I've watched, these big podcasters, Donald Trump goes on all these shows, man. He goes on the shows. He's been on CNN Town Hall. He did the freaking CNN debate. It was a CNN debate. He goes into all enemy territory. Ask yourself this, and tell your lefty friends this. Why doesn't Joe Biden do these things? Why will he never do a long, first of all, what you call it, when you stand in front of a bunch of people, when you talk, what's that called? Why won't he do any long form questions and answers, right? Why won't he do it? Because he can't. That's why, right? He doesn't go, everything has to be scripted. Did you hear what, what's her name? Sage Steele said? Sage Steele said when she was on ESPN and Biden first got elected, and I think it was February or early February, late January 2021. She said when she interviewed him, the whole thing was scripted. Every single question was already predetermined, and she had to ask it a certain way and ask the questions the way they told him to answer. Jesus. This administration is fake, okay? Kamala Harris is fake. Joe Biden is fake because he's not running the country. Karine Jean-Pierre is fake, okay? Because they got rid of Jen Psaki, the redhead chick, the pasty girl, who circle back Jen. Oh, we'll circle back to that question. We'll circle back. So we went from circle back Jen. Now, this is the White House press secretary that's supposed to keep us informed of what's going on in the White House every day. We'll circle back there. Never had an answer. I thought it couldn't get any worse until they hired a cringe John Pierre because she is so cringy. She's got her notepad out. Every time you ask a question, she's got to, oh, let me go to my notes. Let me go to my script. Because she doesn't know anything, right? These people, this is by far, and then you see the transgender person and all this stuff. This is by far, and I'm trying to laugh, but it's not funny. Let me get out of the wind. This is by far the worst administration in the United States history. You know it, and I know it. Period, end of story. So back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video about presidential immunity. Let me ask you guys a question, because this is not good, guys, this presidential immunity. It's good for the short term, but long term it's not, because, I mean, it's constitutional. They should have it anyways, but now that you have to say it out loud and defend it with vigor with Trump over these next few months, who do you think in the future, as far as a Democrat or Republican president, is going to use the presidential immunity more often? A Democrat president or a Republican president? The only reason Trump is saying these things because he's protecting himself from these bullshit trials or these bullshit accusations. Do you think a Democrat president is more likely to do something that's, let's just say, off the cuff or out of his presidential duties quicker than a Republican party president? You tell me. I don't know. So I think it's good for the short term, but 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, who knows? Let's say if I was a betting man, I think you guys know what I'd bet on. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, listen, the PSYOP is going to be hard as hell. The Trump derangement syndrome is going to be out of control these next couple months. When you think it can't get any worse, the Trump derangement syndrome, it is going to kick up to a notch we've never seen before. Trump is going to be the Antichrist for these next couple months. Whichever is worse than the Antichrist, that's what he's going to be. We know you guys are not going to fall for it, but we have to wake these idiots up, okay? And let them know that they're just talking points. But in order to wake them up, you got to talk with conviction, and you got to understand and know where you're coming from, and you got to understand and know what you're talking about, okay? You got to understand politics, man. I'm sorry, I know you guys don't like it and stuff like that, but you got to understand and know it to teach these people that they have been absolutely lied to, and they're going to continue to get lied to if they don't wake up. Thank you guys for watching so much. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll let you know tomorrow what happened at the game. And be careful out there, guys. Keep your head on a swivel, as always. Always look behind your back, look over your shoulder, and don't let nobody sneak up on you, figuratively and for real, okay? So God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless the United States of America. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.